Hello, welcome to The Daily Show. I'm Trevor Noah. One of the most lavish places in the world is Dubai, which is basically the place rich people go when they're tired of feeling rich. But how did they get there? And what explains their growing international influence? Well, despite this massive infrastructure, Dubai used to look like one of those nuclear test towns. Very scarce. In its early days, it was a small port town. People would come in and out to refuel or spend a night. But then one day, in the mid-1960s, they found oil. And to a small Middle Eastern economy in the 60s, finding oil was almost as big as finding the Holy Grail. But here's where they differ from their contemporaries. Dubai knew that their oil resources weren't as vast as other countries. And instead of piling all their money into some get-rich-fast scheme, they decided to play the long game. They began investing in expansion. They already had the infrastructure set up for a quick temporary stay, so logically, they moved into tourism. They poured all their money into creating an oasis in the middle of the desert, surrounded by nothing. But hey, I'm not judging. Well, maybe a little. The original ruling family decided to make Dubai into their own little mom and pop shop, except with golden toilets and billion-dollar buildings. They joined the UAE in the 70s and then created Dubai Inc., which is owned in majority by the royal family. They own construction companies, marketing companies, and have their fingers dipped into a few other industries. Talk about a family business. They now lean on the infrastructure they developed and have millions of tourists per year. Let's get a closer look, shall we? Our next special segment is called Nighttime in Dubai, and we decided to bring our entire crew along with special guest Ronnie Cheng. Let's head to Dubai.
Thanks, Trevor. I'm currently at the world-renowned Burj Khalifa, the tallest and may I say cutest building in the world.
Thank you.
Dang, I know Dubai had talking buildings. They really are the city of architectural innovation. But this building specifically has a fascinating history. In the Dubai Miracle and Mirage by National Geographic, the structure was built 2 floors at a time. That's insane. Moreover, as Spark Media described in their documentary, How Dubai Became Home to the World's Tallest Buildings, everything in the city is about the biggest, best, grandest, and flashiest. The most staggering fact is that a new restaurant opens up every 2 weeks, and luxury brands always fiercely compete against each other. Think about Gucci opening up 3 different times in a year. I mean, their cops literally drive Lamborghinis. Lambos. Let's just say if cops in America drove Lambos, well, there'd be a lot more people wanting to defund the police. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat some chocolate-covered gold. And I said that right, chocolate-covered gold. Dubai, baby! Woo! So after eating my chocolate-covered gold, I was thinking, what transformed this desert to host stupefying skyscrapers and mosques in a pulsating metropolis city? Though the culture of architects always trying to one-up each other contributed to the development of these beautiful buildings, as Trevor said it best, it all started with oil. The initial leader of Dubai during the oil boom was Mohammed bin al-Rashid Maktoum, and he dedicated a chic load of the national budget to building skyscrapers that not only attract more tourists, but preserve the history of Dubai. All buildings have motifs that represent the avant-garde ideals of this new Dubai, and leaders love this. They show off the city like it's a prize dog. The world tennis player Roger Federer came and played tennis on top of the buildings. That's crazy. Let's see if I can find a tourist here to interview. Hey, you. So, what attracted you to Dubai? Are you a tourist?
Yeah, I'm a tourist. I guess the tall buildings.
Did you know that your life is worth less than one dinner at Dubai? Oh, as you can see, the tourists love it here in Dubai. But as Trevor was saying, the rise of the economy contributed directly to the development of architecture in this city. And the architecture in this city contributed to the world leaders showing it off and marketing it to the whole entire world. So the rise of the economy that Trevor was talking about directly contributed to the development of architecture in Dubai, which leaders marketed to the world. And this perceived idea of luxury allowed the city's industry, the tourism industry, to grow tenfold and helped Dubai become one of the only cities in the UAE to be oil independent. That's crazy and that's wonderful. Well, now I'm going to take my Lamborghini, painted as a 2012 Toyota Corolla, back to the Burj Al Arab, the first 7-star hotel in the world.
Welcome back to the studio, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined by our special guest, Ronnie Chang.
You look different, Trevor.
Oh, the Dubai sun got me really tan. Anyways, the trip down to Dubai really showed us the reasons behind the booming tourism. From the architectural masterpieces like the Burj Khalifa and Burj Al Arab to the sand of the Arabian Desert and Kite Beach. It is no wonder that people from across the world visit and contribute to the economy. Anyways, Ronnie, what was your personal favorite place to visit in Dubai?
That's a hard one. There's a lot. I'd probably say it's the Burj Al Arab. The toilet paper was heaven.
No wonder Dubai's tourism is popping. The contribution of tourism to the overall Dubai economy and GDP increased by 138% from 2007 to 2017, with tourism contributing to about 46% of the GDP and approximately $41 billion. To put that in perspective, Ronnie, McDonald's annual revenue is only approximately $20 billion.
So that's too many numbers. Let me put this in perspective. Even with Donald Trump ordering 300 Big Macs to the White House during the government shutdown, it's this number?
Yeah, Ronnie, even with our former president's addiction to McDonald's, it still makes less than half the amount Dubai makes through tourism. Tourism in Dubai also provides a stable source of jobs, as in 2017, 48% of the employment was from the tourism sector. Dubai is also one of the most highly regarded vacation spots in the world. MasterCard has Dubai ranked in the top 5 most visited cities in the world, behind Paris, Bangkok, and London. MasterCard does always say, the Dubai Association Center hosted the inaugural Dubai Association that was a joint initiative of the Commerce, Marketing, and Tourism Chambers. These conferences provide opportunities for large companies and businesses to establish themselves in the city, helping improve the Dubai economy, while also bringing in more visitors. Some of the world's wealthiest people, including Rohan Koyar, the marketing director of Lugs Habits International Realty, have decided to quietly move to Dubai. Koyar even stated to the media that crime rates in LA have risen since the start of the pandemic, making Dubai feel safer for him and his family. It really says a lot about Dubai that Koyar feels safer in the smack center of the Middle East than in his home country of the US. Dubai is also expanding worldwide, owning 20% of NASDAQ, 30% of London, and even some of Las Vegas. So next time you lose a poker hand, ladies and gentlemen, in Vegas, remember that part of that is going to Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Let's go back to liquid gold Ronnie was talking about, oil. In Dubai, this resource completely ran out in 2015, so they had to rely 100% on other resources. So they have now learned from that and designed their economy to run on tourism. Moreover, they understand that other UAE and Middle East states need to change their economy. 30 years ago, the rest of the UAE was 100% reliant on oil, but now it contributes to just 30% of the economy. This is a testament to the networking efforts of Dubai. So at the end of the day, folks, the growth of architecture in Dubai, coupled with its expansion of its economy, allowed the city to rely on the tourism industry and be one of the only places in the UAE that isn't oil dependent. Dubai is now taking one step further and helping other cities develop a balanced economy, ultimately building the world one economy, one city at a time.